Gaffer, welcome back, ready for another season. It's the first time we've spoken since you've returned from summer. How was it? What did you get up to?
It was like summers do, they go quick. A lot of I tried to get a bit of balance, a bit of football stuff and a bit of downtime with the family. Like most people in our industry, you don't really switch off completely. But played a bit of golf, spent a bit of time with the family, and then sort of a bit of work in between. So yeah, it was good though. Very nice, thank you.
Yeah, back in now. How has pre-season been with the lads the first couple of weeks? How have the energy levels been?
Good. The first couple of days it's always nice getting back into the swing of it, seeing fresh faces and watching the group kind of interact early on is quite interesting. When you're seeing guys we signed a year ago now being experiencing the group and the new lads coming in to join us and build on what we've done so far. So yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks, obviously still early on, and just building the lads in gently and looking to grow the group.
Yeah, I presume obviously as a player you would have had times where you've gone into new squads and been that new face. What's it like, and how have the new lads in this group gelled and got on?
I've done it on many occasions. Excuse me. And it's about the lads that are already in the dressing room to make the new lads feel welcome, and we set the tone early on. The lads we got a good group, and the chemistry started to build, and a bit of good energy and positivity in the group. And we are still small at the moment, which we're working on. But the early signs are good. The characters that we were determined to bring in have shown that they've been that they've wanted to settle into the group quickly. And I think if you speak to any of them individually, which I have done, they're really pleased with the setup here, what we're trying to do, and the environment we're working in. So it's just about keeping that going, building on what we've achieved, excuse me, and B, what we want to try and create even more of. And I think adding numbers and good characters to that, along with a bit of talent, we should be okay.
Yeah, I suppose for supporters looking from the outside in, there maybe is a little bit of a concern as to the amount of players we've got now. Is that simply just because we are cherry picking who we're getting and making sure we're going for the right individuals?
Yeah, I can honestly say, I mean, we've been determined to kind of do our own recruitment, and you have outside influences that might send you a player, a name that you would then research and look into, but ultimately the guys that have come in, they've been on our radar, and they're guys that we've scouted and looked at and watched and analysed, and then done the research in terms of what their history looks like, so that when they come in they fit what we're trying to do. And yeah, that might mean it takes a bit more time, and I'm not saying that we wouldn't take advice from people we trust that within the game that will sort of fire a name across. And we're also very particular in fitting not just our character but also the talent, and fitting into the group from that side, and then from a financial aspect that's all got to work. So it's difficult, it's not an easy process, but I think the business we've done so far shows a really good alignment between sort of what we've been searching for, and then from the club's perspective and the ownership to make that work, and I think that's worked really well this summer so far, and we're starting to make progress with one or two others that I know that if we get the final piece of the jigsaw together, they're coming and find an environment that's looking to achieve more than we did last year.
In the week, aka yesterday, the fixtures came out, and it was revealed that Brackley Town away will be our first league fixture. What was your reaction to that fixture in particular, but the fixtures as a whole? Have you had much time to analyse it?
I haven't. Obviously, I've seen your admin Instagram post, so it's I've seen who our first sort of 4 or 5 games are, and again, you got to play everyone. You look for sort of key moments in the season, if you like, where you're going to be sort of over the Christmas period. What does the travel look like early on in the season, where we're going to be from a travel aspect, and from a style of play as well, what sort of team Brackley will be. And obviously you've got Forest Green at the end of the sort of first 4 or 5 games, so understanding what that challenge would look like. Obviously we play a Saturday, Monday over that weekend, so the early things start running through your head, but ultimately it's about what's going in our camp and getting ourselves with good organisation so that we're ready for every challenge.
The upcoming fixture, looking forward to this weekend, will be both ours and Southampton's first pre-season test. As the manager of the Eastleigh side, the side who I think is fair to say will do very well to get a result against them. What are you hoping to gain or learn or take from this match on Saturday?
It's really early for us, to be honest, and to play have that level of competition so early on will be difficult. It was last year. So, again, we spoke about our numbers in the camp at the moment. I won't want to force anyone to do too many minutes because we've got to be careful at this stage. I won't want to lose anyone just because a bit of ego comes in because you don't want to get embarrassed against the top opposition, which is normal. So we'll be strict on that so that we can still get something out of the game from ourselves, whether it's fitness, whether it's organisation, or whether it's just seeing what individual talent we've got, because we get tested. There's no doubt about that. The pitch is perfect, the environment is perfect, the weather's going to be hot and perfect. So it's just making sure that we take something from the game. And I think even in a game like that where it's top opposition, we can learn something about ourselves. And if that's how we react when we haven't got the ball, or how we react to an opponent's positioning, or how their formation, and whether it's something for us to think about and work on in game. You can take something from every game. So we're looking forward to it. Obviously, great to keep the partnership up and the relationship up, which I'm really proud to say we were there from the beginning, and it's something that would and should and hopefully will continue in the future.
Yeah, just talking more on that partnership, it is really nice, and I think for supporters in particular, looking outside in of both Southampton and Eastleigh, to look in at both clubs and know that they have that connection with their local non-league side or with their local championship side. How much goes on behind the scenes to keep that partnership strong and keep it alive?
Well, obviously I'm not privy to all the sort of club meetings, but even from a coach's side, I've still got very good connections at the club, obviously, and it's a nice, obviously, for that to be their first game. I know the 21s are playing another game that day as well, so for them to have 2 games in the day so they can get minutes into their squad, from a football side is great. We've got a bit of managing to do there with our numbers, but the occasion, as you say, it's about it's great support from them to come down, and obviously the Saints fans will come out to watch the game, and our fans will be here as well, and it'll be a nice event, and it should and hopefully will be entertaining for the guys that turn up, and for us as with our roles, it's to get something from the game that we can use into the season. So we're looking forward to it, and we want it to be an enjoyable day with a little bit of competition, but at the same time realise it's a pre-season friendly, and the result doesn't count for much, and can we get out everything we need from the game?
Yeah, and just finally, on a personal level, how excited are you to be back in the dugout, particularly this dugout here that we're sat in? Yeah,
I'm really excited. I said there's a lot of work to be done. The group today, we know we're not near where we need to be, but we've got weeks to organise it, and 6 friendly games before the opening game of the season. So plenty of work to get done, but plenty of opportunity to do it.
Amazing.
Thank you. Cheers.